Why do I do this to myself? Hey everybody, it's Matt with Manicus Video, and today we are doing episode 2 of What Did I Just Watch? You know, I honestly didn't think I would find an anime that was as perverted and cringy as Seto Kondomo. I did. And yeah. So let's talk about it, shall we? Today we are doing a review on Shimoneta, a boring world where the concept of dirty things is illegal. I don't think that's the actual. Let me look at my notes, make sure that was the actual translation. Let's see. Shimoneta, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist. Yeah, this is real. So, that sums up pretty much the preface of this anime. It is Japan, but it is in a future where the Japanese government decided that society itself had gotten so perverted and became degenerate that they actually came up with a way to outlaw and completely eliminate all things dirty. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, how could they do that? You don't know what people do in the privacy of their own home. Well, let me tell you. They came up with technology. Because this is Japan. They're good at that. Where you wear these choker collars. It's not so much like a, collar. It's more of like a necklace thing. And you wear wristbands on both wrists. And these monitor your every vocal, everything you say, everything your hands do. So that's one way to make it to where you can't, do risque things with your hands, and you can't say dirty things. You can't say anything perverted. So, but you're probably thinking, but they can't stop you from watching pornographic material upon your computer. Well, let me tell you how they did it. With these things, the wristbands actually double as computers. So once these came out, everybody threw out their computer so they could use these. It was kind of like these smartwatches, but full screen. So once that happened and all the computers got taken out, they took over these devices and eliminated all pornographic material on the internet. And then they went through the entire country of Japan to everybody's house and raided the homes and took all the porn mags and all the different slutty and smutty materials and burned them in a mass fire. So, okay, so I've caught you up to the beginning of Shimoneta. I'm here for you. Well, alright, so this is it. Now let's go into our characters. Our main character is Okuma, how would you say your name? Tanukichi. And Tanukichi is named after a god of Japanese lore that he cursed people by enlarging the male genitalia. Yeah, this is real. So, anyway, so Okuma, he wants to be an upright citizen. He wants to be the best of the cultural and upright standing young gentleman. So, he applies and makes it into a rather upstanding school. Do I have the notes as to what the school is? No, I don't. But, doesn't matter. doesn't really tie into anything. Just know that this is like the top of the morally upstanding schools. And the reason that he chose this school, not only for the fact that it's upstanding and up there in the greatest high schools in the nation, a girl that he has admired from a young age, Anna, she goes there. Let's talk about Anna for a second. So I have a lot of notes on this, cause I feel like I need to let you know everything that's going on in this nonsense of a show. So Anna, I ain't gonna be able to say that name, Nishiki Konanima? I said that wrong. But she is like the highest of morally upstanding young women. Her mother and father are both high up in the government, and they both are in charge of the necklaces and the wristbands, the distribution, and updating of those. Well, so Okuma's in love with her, and she doesn't remember that they actually went to preschool together, and that's where he began to admire her for her upstanding, uprightness. So, anyway, let's talk about Anna for a little bit here before we jump back to how I was going to do this. Anna herself is, like I said, very upright, but she's a very pretty girl. She's the president of the student council, and they convince Okuma to become, I think, the treasurer. I think that was it. Either treasurer or secretary or something along those lines. And yeah, and she begins to trust Okuma and everything. Well, eventually one thing leads to another, and Okuma and her accidentally kiss in a scene that I'm not going to tell you because I want you all to watch this too. For some reason, I thought I loved you all. And after this, like I said, this law has been around so long that children in high school at this point don't know anything about love, about, biology of the opposite sex. Nothing. So, how to put this politely? Anna gets some tingly feelings, and I'm pretty sure she wants to rape Okuma at this point. Like, just destroy him. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Because, yeah. If I say more, I'm gonna get age restricted. I don't want that. So, next up, we have... Let's see, who do I want to talk about next? Oh, yes. Ayame Kaijo, aka Blue Snow. Now, Blue Snow, Ayame, I'm gonna call her Ayame. She is a sexual terrorist. Letting that sink in for you for a minute. She is highly perverted. Like, I can't even describe how much. And what she wants to do is spread perversion throughout the nation. Bring people back to their carnal desires and their perverted roots. And she does this by passing out pornographic images and speaking in crowds and smutty language. And she founded the organization SOX. SOX is a sexual terrorism organization. I want to say it was like sex only is best at Christmas, I want to say. I don't know. But anyway, so she forms this and she kidnaps Okuma and forces him to join Socks. And if not, he's going to tell Anna all kind of dirty things. And he's going to call the, essentially like the decency police. And if they catch you, you're done for. And yeah, so they form Socks. Other members join out throughout it. These are your three main characters. Okay. Let me tell you the things that made me go, what? In this. First off, the phrase love nectar. Just type that into your YouTube search bar. It'll give you an idea where to go. If you go to, just type in Love Nectar Funimation. That'll give you everything you need. Also, I watched this dub because I'm a peasant, I guess. I don't know. But the thing that threw me at first was how many of the fairy tale voice actors they got in this. Now, okay, the one that plays Ayame, I get that. I get hers because she played Kana in Fairy Tail, but she also played Reyes or Rias, or however you want to say it, in High School DxD. So, I mean, you can't say too much. Then you have Otome Sayotome, who is another member of Socks. She's voiced by the voice actress that played Wendy. You know how weird it is to hear the voice of Wendy speak about sexual innuendos? Any idea how hard that is? Past that. Next up, you have the voice actress that voices Anna, is the voice actress that voiced Mira Jane from Fairy Tail. Mira Jane, if you've ever watched Fairy Tail, is the most sweet, kind, loving person you'll ever meet, unless she's in one of her demon forms, but you don't want to mess with her. But normally she's nice and sweet and kind. And in this one, you have to hear her try to rape a man and say the phrase love nectar. So, yeah. Also, one thing that bothered me, and it shouldn't bother me, it's anime logic. I shouldn't argue with anything that happens here. Ayame has, the reason she's able to say such dirty things with the collar on is she has a cell phone that her father gave her that has a program on there that actually is able to block the signal from the necklace for, I think it was 5 minutes a day. So yeah, that's how she's able to pull that off. Overall though, I kid about this. You know, that's the style of this kind of video. It's a decent anime. It looks pretty. It's good animation. The opening and closing themes are catchy as all get out. I mean, if you're into the ecchi genre, watch it. If you're not, stay far away as possible. So yeah. That's about all I got on that one. So yeah, check it out if you're into that kind of thing. Stay away if you don't. There's a reason I put this in the Why Did I Just Watch This series. So I have a few more set up for this one, for this series. I got some other animes I'm going to be watching. I'm about to do a review on a couple movies and a couple books. So, new year, new stuff a-coming. Love you guys. I have to have done this for you. And I will see y'all on the next one.